All right, so here we are back at the landing page. Every time you log on to Blackboard, you're going to land on our announcements page. And so hopefully all of you already saw the email version of this textbook and syllabus announcement that I sent out last week. And so you're familiar with that. I will try, whenever I put an announcement up here, I will try to remember to always hit that email button that's available to me so that you get them in email also. But either way, this is where you'll land every time. So if you are logging on every day, as I've suggested, you'll land here and you can see if there's any recent announcements that you've missed. Your textbook link is also here. That's the PDF for your textbook. If you haven't already downloaded that, make sure that you go here and do that. But I want to take a look at this course modules and assignment page. Everything you need for the course is on this page. There we go. So you can see from up here, I'm in the student preview now. This is your version. I'll come out of this in a second so you can see things that I had hidden from you. Obviously, you've already found the orientation to our course because you're listening and watching this video. And I want to show you, you can see this beginning page that maybe you've already looked at, where everything, so each module is here, and you'll notice for each module, right, beginning and end date, tells you what textbook reading you have to do, tells you have to watch the lecture videos, it tells you when the quiz is due, when your small group discussion work is due, and when our live discussion is. So all of that is always right there on this page so that you can look quick to see what's there. And then, right, you have a Dropbox for the article submission and a link to the paper assignment. Exam 1 will be available right here when it's available to you. You have a Dropbox for, it says paper 2, I need to fix that, for the paper Dropbox, and then right, so on and so forth as we go through here. It's all here. So if I exit this preview, so that I can show you things that are not available as I'm making this video. And I go back to that course modules page. Right now you're going to see this looks all the same, but if I click on this Intro to Psychology and Psychological Research, now you see things that are hidden for you until they open on the 3rd. The lecture videos will be here. You'll click on that and you'll see the link to my YouTube videos. I try not to go past 10 or 12 minutes on any video, so you sometimes will have a bunch of them so that you can consume them in bite-sized chunks. And then the quiz is linked through here, right? And then here you've got your first small group assignments, right? So you'll always have the link to it. It'll tell you when you need to finish it by. It'll tell you what you have to do. And then often when you go there, it's the discussion board that you're looking for. You may have specific directions. So in this case, each group will have a different research question that they need to devise an experiment for. Right, and then you have a submission for each of your small group discussions. One person in your group needs to be chosen, like it's one of your jobs to figure out who's going to do this, to put together your ideas, and this is not particularly formal. It's not a paper. Most of what you'll write never will need to be more than half a page long or so, but somebody, and just make sure you're good citizens and that sometimes it's your turn to do that, okay? And so one person will do that. There's a link for the live discussion. This link will always be the same. It's to my personal room on WebEx, but it'll also always be available to you within each module. So if you want to bookmark it, you can, but if you don't, you could always just link right from here. And each one will tell you what we're going to focus on. So you can see, right, this session is going to focus on reports from small groups about the experimental designs you created. It's not a formal presentation. It's just you sharing ideas, which means that every group, the other thing you're going to need to do when you have a group is decide 1 or 2 people who for sure can be in that live discussion where you're going to be able to share some of your ideas. So that can happen. And I'm going to give you some practice understanding correlations in this. So we'll look at some examples together of understanding correlation, and you'll have some opportunities to interpret correlation. What you'll see is that there's also this extra credit, optional extra credit assignment that's also about correlations. That might be a really nice thing to do after we meet on on that Monday the 8th, right? Sometime during the rest of the day after you've had some practice to go in and do some of that. And then right here's that alternative to the live discussion, that if you can't make the live discussion, you have to go in if you want your 20 points to complete that. And that is really what every one of our modules is going to look like. It's going to be really consistent. Because I think consistency helps you guys stay on track, helps me too. And we'll go from there. So let's see, I'm going to fix this right in front of you so that I don't forget to do that. You'll have you'll have the opportunity on Wednesday to ask me questions, because Wednesday the 3rd, here we go. That live discussion on Wednesday is just for the orientation, and so at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night, we'll meet, if you can, in that live discussion, and you can ask questions about the course at that point. If you can't make that live discussion, then you can post those on the Muddy's Point alternative or on that introductions discussion. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of where to get started, and I'll look forward to your questions and meeting you all. Have a good night.